Hello, if you're watching this video, it's probably because you just got your shipment of Seint Creme makeup and I want to show you what to do. So this is your palette, depending on if you got a 4-pack, an 8-pack. This is where all of your 10s are going to go. And when I say 10s, I'm talking about these. So these covers just slip off like that and you literally just pop it in. I'm going to show you the order that I put the 10s. You do it however you want. I have found when you're just beginning, this order works best so you're not over applying. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take your darker shade, the darkest, which is going to be your contour, maybe even your bronzer. You can use it both ways. I always apply that first because that keeps me from applying some of the foundation in areas that I don't need it and that I already have something. Because keep in mind, the point of this makeup is so that you just have one layer of everything. So contour or bronzer up first. Secondly, I do my highlight brightening shade, which is the lighter of the two foundation type shades that you have. And I'll show you where we put that. And then third, I will put my main shade. I call this my concealing shade because this is the one that will conceal. Like right now I have a little pimple working there. It's kind of like probably like your foundation color that you're currently using, but you only put it in certain places. And then up last in a 4-pack is your lip and cheek. And that is how the order that I put it in. There is no wrong way to do this. You need to know that. This is how I learned. This is what works best for me. You can start here and play around and do it however you want. I'm going to show you the finger method because it's the dot method, because I have found that when you're learning, when you're beginning, this keeps you from over applying with the brush. And I can do another video on using your brush. So your contour is going to go up here. So I have a receding hairline, okay? So I want to kind of shadow that out a little bit, okay? So I'm going to put that there. Then this is going to go right along my cheekbone. Sometimes I'll even drag it up like that. Okay, you can see I'm starting to chisel out my face. And this is all with this darkest shade. Okay, so that goes there. And you all, I am no expert. Like, I'm just learning like you have learned from other people. If you want to contour your nose, the way I would say to do it is to take these 2 fingers, do that, and it's to kind of make your nose look a little bit thinner. Okay, that works. You can also, I like to put a little bit on the end of my nose and a little bit kind of give me a little pout. Once again, all on this shade. Then to shadow out your jowl line, you will just dab a little bit. You see how that's kind of chiseling out my jowl, and Lord knows I need it. Okay, so that's the contour. All right, so the second shade up is what I call the brightener, because you want to put this where the sun naturally hits your face. And I've realized I can tell where people put this only because I'm drawn to it. So I'm going to put it right here, kind of in a V. This is the place I love it the most, is around my eyes, okay? And you can dot it. It's better to dot it. I've been wearing this makeup for a while, so I tend to not dot anymore. And just do it as I am doing it. I do also like to, especially when I'm using a brush, I like to take just a little bit and put it on my eyelids, and it really does help your eyeshadow stay on better. Then I will take a little bit of the brightening shade and I'll put it right down my nose, right here. Whoops, wrong finger. Right here. And I actually like to put it under my contour too. And keep in mind, we're doing a little bit of a lighter application this first time, so you can kind of see what you want to do. It's easy to over apply, but also if you under apply, you can add more if you want. So those are the only places that I put the brightening shade. Okay, next up is the main shade. So that is the darker of your 2 foundation shades. Ladies, I have a lot of brown spots. So this is where I just kind of cover just the areas. You see, I'm just tapping it on areas that I don't already have something. And that's how you can remember this, is to tap on areas. Like I have some brown spots up there, and it will go on, you know, it'll be a shade darker than probably what you're used to, but you're only tapping it where you need it, not everywhere. And then last up is your lip and cheek. Now, if you want a more rounded cheek look right here, you would place it right here. I like to keep the attention up, so I place it up. Literally, I have like Neapolitan ice cream here. Do you see that? And then you can use this same, it is called a lip and cheek. And I put it on my lips too. You could use the contour and line your lips, like there's a whole bunch of stuff. So that is the main application with these 4 shades. If you got an illuminator, you can put it, like after everything's blended in, you kind of pop it on your nose, you pop it around your cheeks, kind of anywhere you want, and there's lots of other things, but we're gonna start with the basic 4-pack right now. All right, now I'm gonna show you how to blend, and this is probably the part that I would say the hardest time getting a feel for what to do, because you're not swiping. I don't know if your kids grew up, or your grandkids, swipe or no swiping from Dora the Explorer. That's what I try to remember. So I'm going to use, so I could have used this smaller end. I probably recommended you get this 3D brush. You could use the smaller end to do this and apply. And then the fluffier end, I'm going to use to blend. I always like to use a setting spray. Of course I use our setting spray. I spray it on here. It kind of helps it blend better. It's really good if you let this sit on your face for a little bit and just kind of warm up to your skin. You could do your hair, whatever. In this case, I'm not going to, but then it blends even better. So I always like to start with my light colors. And notice I am tapping and swirling maybe a little bit. I am not doing this. And I just kind of go from light to dark. There's really no rhyme or reason. It is a personal preference. I do find with my eyes that I usually go in, well, I do go in with a sponge after this and just kind of pull up any excess makeup and press in any makeup that needs to stay. And that's the bliss about cream makeup, is it does not set into your fine lines and wrinkles, and it just gives you a healthy, natural makeup look. Now, you can do a heavier application of this. Okay, so that's that. And then I'm gonna go in, I always like to take a beauty blender and I also spray it, especially around my eyes. Actually, I did okay this time, but just kind of press it in, lightly press it in. You don't wanna pull up all the makeup. I always go back in, this is just what I do, and I actually don't normally put my lip and cheek on before I blend, but I just wanted to show you guys the Neapolitan. So that's it. I know I look kind of weird because I have this white stuff on my eyes. In fact, I'm gonna rub it, but I promise you, putting the brightening highlight on your eyes, it not only brightens your eyes, but it also helps your mascara stay on. So, not mascara, your eyeshadow. So anyway, so here's the application. I'm gonna real quick go ahead and put on my eye makeup because I feel like I look kind of dead, and then I'll be right back.